Extreme heat warning. Feels like temperatures on Long Island could reach over 100 degrees in some spots today. It's Tuesday, June 24th. I'm Macy Egland. With potentially record high temperatures today, schools are taking steps to keep the kids cool. Districts are creating cooling stations, supplying water, and canceling outdoor activities. We spoke to one elementary school principal in Central Islip.
We stationed our classes to have cooling stations throughout the building. So we wanted to make sure that each class had a chance to cool down and to be in an environment where it's comfortable to work.
A new state law establishing 88 degrees as the max temp for classrooms goes into effect this fall. Looking outside right now, this is Main Beach in East Hampton. Beautiful shot there, and certainly not a bad spot to be if you're looking to keep cool today. It will be hot. Highs around 100 degrees. Look at that across the island. The only bit of relief if you're out on the east end on the North Fork there. But yeah, feels like temperatures even hotter. We do have an air quality alert in effect. Tomorrow, hot again. You see there, highs in the mid-90s. Relief, though, is on the way. Take a look at Thursday. We dropped down to around 76 degrees. We could see a few chances of showers. That's off and on in the forecast right now. We'll keep an eye on it. As you look at the rest of the 7-day forecast, we do have some cooler weather on the way.
Long Island weather is brought to you by Fire Island Ferries.
An accused killer from Brentwood is due in court today. Police say 21-year-old Alex Reyes killed Alexander Velazquez of Central Islip. Velazquez was found dead in a parking lot in Brentwood early Sunday morning. A Kings Park man is accused of stalking this Suffolk County legislator. Police say on several occasions, Joshua Smith parked his pickup truck in the driveway of this man here, legislator Robert Trotta's Northport home, and revved the engine to intimidate him and his family. Well, after days of deadly back-and-forth strikes, a fragile ceasefire is now in place between Israel and Iran. The deal was proposed by President Trump. However, this morning, Israel is vowing to retaliate after Iran launched attacks, killing 4 people just before that ceasefire started, according to the Associated Press. A big day in the race for New York City mayor. It is primary day. Former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo and State Assemblyman Zohran Mamdani are said to be the Democratic frontrunners in that crowded field. There are also key races right here on the island, including for Huntington Town Supervisor.
5 intersections on Long Island have proven to be the most dangerous over a 10-year span. Newsday investigates the circumstances behind the number of fatalities and serious crashes. Dangerous roads, dangerous intersections. Now available at Newsday.com.
With the heat wave continuing today, schools are taking steps to keep kids safe. Virginia Huey takes a look.
As a blistering heat wave grips Long Island, there are signs that Cordello Avenue Elementary School in Central Islip is taking precautions to protect students against excessive heat.
It's uncomfortable, but it could be dealt with.
The school set up cooling stations throughout the building.
We have a certain amount of air-conditioned classrooms, so we have our teachers and our students rotate within those classrooms so that they could cool down. They could refresh and continue their work as normal.
Classrooms without AC have fans, and staff members are handing out water and juice throughout the day to keep kids hydrated.
School's doing the right thing.
The only thing Gabriel Aguilar doesn't like so much is the cancellation of outdoor recess due to the hot, humid weather. But he says he understands.
For our safety, it's better to stay inside than to pass out from the heat.
A New York state law establishing 88 degrees as the maximum temperature in classrooms doesn't go into effect until this fall. But the Central Islip School District is taking steps to keep students cool now because of the potentially harmful effects of extreme heat.
Normally the way the body cools down is by sweating. And so when it's really humid out, really hot out, those are the biggest risk factors. And then if the kids don't have enough hydration or enough salt to make sweat, they're at even higher risk. The first thing you're going to see when kids start to get, overheated, that they'll have heat cramps or cramping, not feeling well, just kind of feeling tired. And that's really the sign to take it easy.
The precautionary measures at Cordello Avenue Elementary School will be in effect through Friday. For these students, the bright side of the scorching heat is daily ice cream breaks until school's out for summer.
The ice cream break, kids enjoy it.
For Newsday TV, I'm Virginia Huey.
Meanwhile, vets are urging people to keep their pets cool as well. They say make sure your four-legged friends have plenty of water, keep them out of the sun, and turn on that AC. Plus, keep an eye out for these heat-related dangers.
When they are excessively panting, they're drooling, they're very lethargic, they're laying on their side, sometimes that's an indication of a heat stroke.
Read more about how to keep cool on the island this week on our website, newsday.com. Click Get More below that Newsday TV video box. Today marks 50 years since Eastern Airlines Flight 66 crashed on its final approach to JFK Airport, killing over 100 people. We spoke to one family still mourning a lost loved one in a story you'll see only in Newsday.
I didn't believe it. And then many of my neighbors came by and to be of comfort, and they told me I was making dinner in anticipation of his coming home. So I did not imagine that he was on that flight.
My understanding is that my dad was flying on standby. He wasn't on the manifest, so we didn't know that he was on that plane, but the intention was for him to come home because
it was their anniversary. It was our anniversary, so he was coming home. I was conscious, but I was unconscious, not knowing what to do. It's hard to believe that's 50 years, and it's hard to believe that my kids are all grown up. They were very young at the time, but subsequently they discovered that there was something called wind shear that got in the way of a safe flight. And there is solace in that they learned something from this horrible accident.
My brothers and I have all done relatively well for ourselves and have come out the other end, and life would have been different had the accident not happened, and she ended up with strength she didn't know she had, and she rose above, and we are who we are because of her. Yeah, here we are 50 years later.
He was a very kind, intelligent man.
Read more about that anniversary on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
Grab some beans, we're roasting coffee. In Glen Cove, millions of coffee beans are being roasted and transformed at South Down Coffee.
And now we're roasting.
And the man turning up the heat is...
I'm David Moyer from South Down Coffee. I've been doing this for 7 or 8 years, and I love it because I love sharing the stories of coffee with people and just serving great cups.
Yours says to be a coffee roaster, you not only have to have a love for coffee, but also a love for the process.
I'd say you can't be in it for the wrong reasons. You have to be in it for highlighting great coffees from great producers around the world.
Because roasting coffee beans is indeed a process, from sourcing to managing the equipment and controlling the science behind the perfect roast.
Be a part of this tremendous supply chain of farmers putting all of their efforts and generations of knowledge into growing these plants to export their seeds, and the work of importers and exporters trying to get these coffees traceably back to the US, us kind of selecting them and trying to do them justice. It's cool to be one of the last stops in that chain.
In fact, as a roaster, Most of your time will be spent staring at graphs in real time, making fine-tuned adjustments on the fly to get the most out of every single bean.
Ooh,
that's nice.
Kind of fruity, kind of sweet, little brown sugar.
Oh, and if you wanted to know who wins the iced coffee versus hot coffee argument, turns out we're all wrong.
You taste everything better when it's closer to your body temperature. That's why bad beer is great freezing cold and terrible coffee is great when it's burning hot.
So with science, heat, and a tall cup of passion, yours says the coffee roaster life is not as bitter as some may think. Instead, with the right mind and grind, it's the best part of waking up.
Anybody can turn green beans into brown beans, but doing it well and doing it in a way that does the coffee justice.
Ken Bufa, Newsday TV.
Some of the best. You can see more LI Work segments on our website, newsday.com. Just click Get More below that Newsday TV video box. Stay up to date on Newsday.com and watch us streaming anytime on Local Now, YouTube, and all of the other streaming services that you see here. I'm Macy Eglin. Thanks for watching. Stay cool out there. It will be hot today.